Alright guys, Mr. Mark here. We're down at the San Antonio River and I want to share with you guys a few tips today, my thoughts just on what makes a responsible fisherman. First of all, what do we need? Boom, fishing license. Make sure you have that, guys. Guys, if you're going to come out and fish here on the public waterways, make sure you have your license, please. You know, the money goes back towards the fisheries departments, and they come and take care of the waterways and stuff, and you know, they stock fish, and so be responsible and get your fishing license, guys. So I'm going to show you guys here my tackle box for the day. Boom, that's my tackle box. You see how small that is? One little Ziploc bag with a couple of bobbers and a couple of hooks, because I'm going bait fishing today for panfish, so that's all I'm going to need. And that's how one way you can tell how skillful a fisherman is by the size of their tackle box. You know, you'll see guys with big giant tackle boxes, and I know some people disagree here, but I'm talking about, you know, you can have as much tackle as you want in your garage at home and in your car, bring as much as you want, but when you get to be real skillful fishermen, you'll be able to get it down to a small amount of tackle that can just fit right in your pocket. And that way you'll be traveling lightweight, and you don't have more than you need. You have just what you need. You do your research ahead of time, and you just bring exactly what you need for the fish that you're trying to target that day. And here's my one other piece of kit. Here, keep it right here on my hip, is a nice pair of pliers, needle nose pliers. You can have different types of pliers and fish disgorgers and stuff like that, and forceps to get in there and help you remove the hook if a fish swallows the hook. I find that these needle noses work well for me. They've got a lot of grip strength, and they have a nice little line snipper on there too, so I like to use needle nose pliers. And this is important, guys. I want to show you this. I've talked about it before. It's one of the main things on my channel. I like to pinch the barbs off my hooks. Now these hooks are much bigger than what I'd actually be using today, but I brought them just to show you what I'm talking about, because I want to have a nice big hook to show you guys about pinching the barbs. Now, a lot of the hooks you'll be able to find at the store have the barb on them. You might be able to see the barb on the hook there, and it's just that little thing right there is what's called the barb. And you'll have a tough time sometimes finding hooks at the store unless you order them online, let's say, that are barbless, pre-made barbless hooks. So a lot of the hooks you'll find already have this barb on them, but it's easy to just pinch that barb off. See, I'll go in here and use my pliers just to pinch that barb right down. See that, how I'm pinching the barb down? Let me pinch it down. And there, now, if you guys can see that, the barb is pretty much flattened as best I can get it. And what that does is it makes it much easier to remove the hook later on when you catch a fish. See, the barb is designed to like basically get stuck in the flesh of the fish's mouth, and the barb goes in there and gets stuck, and you know, it's designed to make it so the fish don't slip off the hook. But it also damages the fish's mouth when you try to rip that barb back out, and it's just difficult to do. So if you're like me and you're interested in catch and release fishing, I really recommend using barbless hooks or pinching the barb off the hook, and it just makes it so much easier to remove the hook, and it's much gentler on the fish. Sometimes, once in a while, it's almost unavoidable while you're fishing. Once in a while, the fish will completely swallow the hook, and it's just a fact of fishing. Sometimes it happens, you try not to let that happen, because it's bad for the fish if they swallow the hook all the way, and you pretty much can't get it out. And in that case, if that happens, pretty much your best option, if the fish swallows it very deeply down into its guts, your best option a lot of times is just to cut the line rather than to try to rip the hook out of its guts. And if you cut the line and leave the fish in there, the fish has a pretty good chance of being able to spit the hook, because of the way that water corrodes the hooks eventually, and the fish's flesh around the hook will sort of give way, and sometimes, not always, but sometimes they can spit the hook. If you have to leave a hook in a fish, again, you never want to leave a hook in a fish that you're releasing. And if you know that the fish is already damaged and probably going to die, then go ahead and keep it and use it for bait or feed it to your dogs or something. But if you want to catch and release the fish, it's so much better if you pinch the barb, and then if you have to leave the hook in the fish, they will have a much better chance of being able to spit it. Because there's no barb on there, the fish will sit there in the water going and sort of breathing on the hook in and out, and eventually the hook will work itself right out and pop out if it's a barbless hook. In other words, if you leave a hook in a fish with a barb on it and then you catch and release it, it's probably going to die anyway. So just think about that, guys. You know, I highly recommend practicing catch and release for all you guys, especially here on the San Antonio River. You know, this is a small little river, and you know, there's just not many fish in here, and there's a lot of fishing pressure, you know, and you add that with all the pollution and everything, and you know, all the things that the fish are struggling with every day. It really makes a big difference when you release a few. Leave a few for the young fishermen who are coming behind you. And you want to keep our waterways nice and full of fish and fun to fish on. Well, practice catch and release, guys, and pinch the barbs off your hooks, or use barbless hooks. Here's another thing, guys, really important. You see this here? You probably might not be able to see it too well, but this is, I've got a hook just tied on here now. I've got a little bit of slack line that I'm going to trim off. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that off. Make sure you trim it nice and close to the hook, as close as you can get it, but not too close either. You want, say, a millimeter of tag hanging off there. But in general, get it as close as you can get it. Now here's the important part. Here's the excess line that I've trimmed off. What am I going to do with that, guys? Am I going to just throw it on the ground? No. Here's what I do. Put it right in my pocket. You see that? Putting it right in my pocket there, and I'll take it home and throw it in my trash at home. And you know, make sure you do that, guys. Please don't be just leaving your excess line lying all over the bank and all your trash. Make sure you pick up after yourself, guys. Okay, guys, here we got a fish. It's just about the end of the night, so I don't know how clear this is going to come in. It's very cloudy and the sun's about to set, but here we got a little fish. Now here's what I want to show you guys. Try not to touch the fish if you can, because fish have a protective slime coating, and if you just touch it with your hands, that's bad for them. So now I'm going to not touch the fish if I can. I'm holding it just by the hook. I got the barbless hook. Now I'm going to get this guy back in the water as fast as I can. I'm just going to get my little pliers here and grab the hook, all without touching the fish. And now watch that. Boom. Fish popped right off because that barbless hook came right out so easy. So that's the main thing I want to show you guys about the barbless hooks. Alright, son, isn't that some fun? Alright, let's do another one. Son, got another one. Son, had some good fishing action here on the San Antonio River. Woo, boy. That's a nice big, looks like a red breast sunfish. I got the barbless hook hooked perfectly right in the top of the lip. I'm not going to touch the fish because I don't want to wipe the slime off at all. But he wants to go back, and let's get him right back in the water. Woo, see him pop right off with that barbless hook. Woo, son, that's a good day of fishing. All right. Okay, so it's getting dark, it's getting late, but I want to show you guys one more thing before we get out of here. I brought a little trash bag. What am I going to do? I'm going to go around and clean up a little bit. Because that's what a responsible, conscientious fisherman would do. Look, here's some trash somebody else left here. So I'm just going to go around and pick up some little pieces of trash. Here's a little bit of styrofoam. Just because I really respect the environment and the fisheries, and you know, you get other fishermen who come and leave stuff like this. This is a bubblegum wrapper. Look, here's a, get right in on this. Here's a cup somebody just left there. I'm going to pick that up. So, you know, they call it leave no trace, or in the Boy Scouts they say leave the area cleaner than it was when you got there. Bag of Doritos here, I'll pick that up. Why? Just to be nice, just to leave this place cleaner than how it was when I got here. That's what a conscientious fisherman would do. A little piece of trash here, a little piece of aluminum foil or something somebody left here. This looks like a, I don't know what, a piece of a diaper or something. Okay, so that's all I wanted to show you guys. A little bit about caring for your local fishery and being a responsible fisherman. Alright, so here we are, guys, just about to go home. The sun is just set. But look, before we got out here, collected a whole bag full of trash right down next to the water where we were fishing. What am I going to do? Put it in the proper trash receptacle. And there you go. That's a good day of fishing with Mr. Mark. Catch you later.